All right, guys, we're gonna be reacting to Andrew Wilson use this feminist flawed logic to humble her. Let's jump in, guys.
When you left, we had agreed on something.
What? Well, yeah, we agreed, but I just wanted to tie it off with the agreement.
Okay.
That's why I wanted the agreement.
Okay.
Are we to assume then that you have a high body count?
Are we?
Well, it doesn't matter, so you should tell us what it is.
Bam!
If it doesn't matter, why would I tell you?
Well, because it doesn't matter.
No, I would think if it mattered, I would tell you.
Well, if it doesn't matter, why wouldn't you?
Because it doesn't matter.
If I would answer any question that you wanted that didn't matter to me.
No, like when you go to court and like.
Are you in court?
Well, I'm just giving another example. When someone's asked a question and they're like irrelevant, it doesn't matter. They don't answer.
Erroneous.
Oh.
Erroneous.
Yeah. So
no, I don't disclose.
you don't.
Nah,
so it doesn't
duh,
matter?
of course.
No, it doesn't. That's why I don't disclose.
You don't
Uh-huh.
disclose it because of the reputation, maybe that comes along with it.
No, it has nothing to do with reputation.
Then, if you're not concerned about reputational damage and it doesn't matter, why not just disclose?
If it doesn't matter, why would I? I have no motivation. I mean, I'm sorry. You can keep asking me 10 ways from Sunday.
Okay, well,
I'm not going to disclose.
I'll just ask you this: what's your favorite color?
That's a good question. I would say like wine colored, kind of like a purplish pink or a pinkish purple.
Did that matter?
Yeah, I think what my favorite color is matters, especially if you're like picking out.
Really? That matters? Oh
shirt
my
for
god.
me?
Did that matter in the context of the debate?
I don't know.
No, it doesn't matter, right?
Okay.
So, okay, here's one. Do you prefer water in a cup, or do you prefer, I don't know, water in a wine glass?
Are you getting me water?
Sure.
Okay, then I prefer it in a wine glass.
Oh, I don't have a wine glass.
Oh, then I guess it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Ah, there we go. There we go.
cup.
Sure.
Okay.
If that's what you got.
Got a cup. So then the preference doesn't really matter?
There we go. Yeah.
No. Okay, great.
you're only in a cup.
So if you're willing to disclose preferences that don't matter, why not disclose this one? It doesn't matter.
What reason do I have to?
Because it doesn't matter.
I would think that would be the reason I don't disclose.
That would be the reason you should.
This is to show you guys the body count do matter. She knows it. These feminists all know it. Knows it. Body count counts because they can understand is correlated with their sexual market value.
disclose.
No, I think if it mattered, I would disclose, right? Don't you
well,
disclose
no, I think
material information?
I think it would, if it didn't matter,
if
you would
I
have no
had-
trouble disclosing something that didn't matter to you.
If I were going to have sex with someone and I
Yeah.
had an STD, do you
Yeah.
think I should disclose?
Yeah.
Because it matters?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if somebody asked you if you had an STD, would you say no if you didn't? Even though having sex with him, it wouldn't matter?
What?
Like, if you didn't have an STD and you had sex
You would
with
say
someone,
no.
you're not going to ever transmit them in an STD, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter. So wouldn't you just
Well,
disclose to a
it-
person?
There we
that
go.
has
Hey,
STD?
shout out to Matt, man. Matt is always just giving very good snippet. Western women always promoting and defending degeneracy, including promiscuity. Amazing. Yeah, that's what it is. A body count doesn't really matter. Tell us.
That does matter because obviously if I don't disclose, they think that I do.
Right. So
it matters to them.
So then in this case, it does matter for the purpose of something
It
then?
matters to them, right?
Yeah, this matters to me.
Okay, well,
So disclose it.
I'm not.
Well,
it doesn't matter.
Because it doesn't matter? Mm-hmm. I thought you said you only disclose if it does matter.
Yeah, if it mattered, I would, but it doesn't.
But it does matter. I want to know. It matters.
Well, it matters to you.
For the purpose of this conversation,
Yeah,
it matters.
does. But
So are you gonna disclose
I
it?
don't think that matters that you think it matters.
Probably in
But you
the
think it matters that
30
the guy-
digits.
Well, if
the
I
STD?
didn't disclose, if
Oh.
he's like, "Do you have an STD?" and I'm like, "That doesn't matter. What are we doing? Do you want to have sex?"
It's
And
really
he can
strange
leave.
to me that this thing that just means nothing to you is also a thing that you refuse to disclose.
Yeah.
That's really
It
weird.
doesn't matter.
The
Disclose.
cope is real on this one.
It doesn't matter to you.
Exactly.
So why should it matter
I
to
wouldn't
disclose it?
disclose.
That's super weird. It makes no sense.
I don't think it's super weird at all.
Okay, well then
It's just irrelevant.
let me just follow with this last thing. So can you tell, right, that there is, or do you agree with me that there's reputational damage that comes with women who have a high body count?
Yeah.
Yeah, you agree with that,
I do.
right? So does it stand to reason from my perspective that I would think that you weren't disclosing that because it was really high and it would cause you reputational damage?
I mean, sure, that could be a possible explanation.
I mean, that's a likely one, right?
I disagree.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it more likely than somebody saying it doesn't matter, but I'm not going to tell you anyway? Like, doesn't that seem like it's a more likely explanation than I won't tell
No.
you based on the principle of it doesn't matter, so therefore I won't, even though it doesn't matter to me at all.
I just don't. So, I guess when we're talking about why you want the disclosure,
Why you want the disclosure?
Because I want to see if you're consistent.
There we go. That's it.
well, so this is just
Yeah, exactly. It's to make sure the consistency is there. If body count doesn't really matter, she should be able to say it, because if you have information, you really don't care about the information, it doesn't really matter, you'll disclose it. You have no problem doing it. If it does matter, you hide it. It's the same thing here. If this doesn't really matter, she should be able to disclose the information, because it doesn't matter. Make no difference. It would not change anything. But of course, it does matter.
the purposes of the debate.
Yeah, that's why it matters. I'm checking your consistency, and it's not very consistent. So you're
Well,
giving
no,
me.
I don't think your body count. What are you evaluating?
Well,
with
you're
my
just
body
giving
count?
you're giving me reason to believe that you're lying to me. That
What am I lying about?
I'll explain. You're giving me reason to believe that based on the fact that you think that having a high body count causes women reputational damage, that if you really thought that this didn't matter, right, I know for sure that you wouldn't be getting any reputational damage by expressing it if you had a very low body count.
Okay.
However, if you did have a
What do
very
you-
if you hang on, if you
Okay.
did have a very high body count, you think that
You'll
would
hide
cause
it.
reputational damage.
Yeah,
by your
you'll
own
hide it.
admission. So which is more likely? It seems more
But,
likely that
I
you do
mean,
have one.
Sure, but then you would be like implying that I care.
Well, the only reason I'm implying that you care is because you won't say it.
No,
No.
That seems to be the implication.
I disagree.
Well, but the likelihood from
I
my
mean, you tell
perspective.
me what is my body count?
I don't know. We don't know.
How would I know? Unless
That's ridiculous. You're right now. You're coping so hard that you're trying to make sense of why you would not say your body count. We know why. You don't want your reputation. They're faking morality. Faking morality. The reason she doesn't want to say it because she want to fake morality.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
So
wouldn't know.
Wouldn't
I assume it's high.
if I just wanted to protect my reputation, wouldn't I just lie and just be like,
Yeah,
you know
exactly what you're doing right now.
Would, but it is the age of the internet where somebody could say, no, that's not true. I slept with her, and another guy's like, and I slept with her too.
I
and
mean,
another
you're
guy says,
you're
"I
really
slept with
putting
her."
stock into the fact that my possible previous partners are watching.
Who knows? Of course, what?
All it would take is the wrong
I
answer
would say if
from
I
low
were
to high.
protecting my reputation, I would just lie. So the fact that I'm not disclosing.
Yeah, but you
doesn't
can be,
say
you
that
can get,
reputation
you
would be
can
my
get caught in
concern.
a lie. You can't.
She's
get
getting
caught in
destroyed,
It's
guys.
unlikely for me to be caught.
Yeah, it's getting destroyed.
giving a
And
false
I mean,
body count.
what? Yeah, absolutely. Because I could just be like, they're lying.
Okay, well,
Of course, he's gonna try and say, "Oh, she's lying. It's low." I don't know that guy.
we have children, right?
Child.
A child.
Yes.
So at least one.
There we go. Yeah.
So we know. So we,
Immaculate conception, or
Yeah, so we
maybe
know-
artificial insemination.
right. So we know at least one.
Great.
Are you okay with admitting that it's at least one?
I mean, what does it matter? I mean, clearly, I think you can deduce that.
Yeah, right. We can deduce it.
Yep.
So we can use
At least
logic.
one.
So we can use logic to deduce the truth of matter. And if it is the case that it doesn't matter, but you're unwilling to disclose,
I don't think it supports that it's just a reputation thing, because then I could just lie and be like, you know what, you're right, Andrew.
yeah, but you can get caught in lies.
It's too. But
and that damages your
again,
reputation
I
too.
don't. I could just continue to lie and be like, that guy's lying. He never slept with me.
Yes, and then other people could bring proofs, right?
Good point.
I
Good
don't
point.
know. Whatever there are.
What proof is there?
How would I know?
Wow, this is
Yeah,
a good
I think
example. This is a great example of you disseminating the perception of females towards men. They think that we are this stupid that with them faking morality that we're just gonna fall for it. We're gonna simply just fall for it. And this is guys, and this is why taking the red pill, understanding female nature, and not only transcend relationship, but it also transcends all aspects of our life, meaning political and even cultural. Right? This is something that you have to understand. This is why the system of the patriarchy need to be established, and that way things like this doesn't happen. Clearly, she has a high body count. She doesn't want to disclose it. Otherwise, she doesn't have a body count. She just disseminated and say, no, that's not true. What you're saying is not true. In my opinion, of course. The fact that she doesn't even have a husband is just telling. And she's defending promiscuity. That way, of course, her female feminists don't go after her.
I have no idea. It's a very strange standard
I
to
think it'd
say
be weird.
a thing doesn't matter, but I do know that it causes reputational damage if it is high, and I refuse to disclose it even though it doesn't
Correct.
matter.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, I think I've told you if I was worried about reputational damage, I would just concede to you and lie.
Do you think it stands to reason that if a man wants to know your body count, it's because they think that you have a bad reputation of sleeping with a lot of different men?
No, I think there can be multiple reasons that someone would want to know your body count. I think, obviously, like you've indicated, a lot of social prescriptions come with like a high body count. But I also think, I also think if you've been with someone a long time, it can just be out of curiosity.
Sure.
Yeah.
And do you think that the stigma associated with reputational damage, a man might want to avoid a woman like that so that they don't end up being associated with that woman's bad reputation?
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
So then it seems like it's a perfectly valid preference to want women who have low body counts.
I think it's weird that men kind of evaluate the quality of their partner.
Oh no, women also evaluate women based on how many sex partners they've had.
Andrew, man.
I know you're married. What do you look for? You're a virgin.
Yeah.
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 Virgin.
Virgin.
Yeah. Do you want a romantic relationship?
He's a virgin now.
Romantic.
He's a virgin now. I don't think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 What would you want that long term?
Long term?
Yes.
Yes.
What would you want from a partner? If you
Virgin.
were, is that it? Is there any other?
Yeah,
qualities
say
you
yes,
want from a
Brian.
long-term partner.
No, virgin, like, she can be, like, obese and stuff, but, like, virgin.
Okay.
Why are you dragging me into this?
That's not fair.
You're the
It's
closest.
not fair. It's not fair, mate.
He's married, so obviously it doesn't.
Yeah.
There's not necessarily an assessment.
That was funny.
Yeah.
But so my point.
But let's say my wife died tomorrow.
Okay.
Right.
What would you want in a partner?
I would definitely want a woman with a low body count.
Okay. Is there anything else?
That's a good
Yeah,
start.
Sure. All the
That's the starting point. That's literally the starting point, guys. Low body count, because that's gonna be the determination whether or not she can last longer, and that pair bonding stay with it. The pair bonding is very important because that's how the female get attached to the male. Right? If you have her ability to pair bond is very low, that's how she start jumping from one man to the other. Because her ability to just stick with one guy is not there anymore.
like all the normal things that people would look for. Woman who was loyal. She was very kind to me. She was kind to
Loyal,
children.
kind.
She was kind to the elderly.
So kind.
Yeah, kindness matters to me.
Oh, right, but I'm just saying you said kind 3 different ways, so I got it. Loyal, kind.
Loyal, kind. Somebody wasn't or wasn't prone to nagging. That would be a big one for me.
Prone
Right.
to nagging.
Yeah, nagging, japping.
Wait,
Would be a big one.
I'm sorry. I did think of one other thing that I do look for is large labia.
No knees.
Large labia.
Big labia.
Yeah. So
Is that
Like
labia minor
Audis.
or labia? minor?
Both can be large.
Both can be.
Yeah. So Audis, like the wizard sleeve, I actually do prefer large. labia.
Are your only conditions like based on their appearance?
No, there's other conditions. Like she has
Like-
to bow. to me. Not,
Okay, you're done.
no, literally.
So anyway, these are
Not
like
figuratively.
These are like standard qualities that I think
I'm just like, yeah, whatever, bro.
are across.
Sure. So I mean, we just named two though. Loyal, kind. You said no nagging.
Yeah, no nagging.
Do you
Make my life easier.
Do you view like communication as nagging, or
Yeah.
you think being communicative with your partner is
Yeah,
nagging?
she needs to understand what my needs are.
Okay.
There we go. There we go. Let's go.
Nagging is-
Let's go.
So yeah, I think
Yeah, you need to understand me. You need to understand where I'm coming from. Do you understand my need? That's nagging. That's the communication she's talking about. That's what she's talking about. Nagging is something so unattractive, and that's recipe for disaster in a relationship. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think, guys. I will see you in the next one.